Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm your host D-Day, bringing you more FTB Continuum. The B stands for bees. No, it doesn't, but we can pretend. A lot of people hate bees, but I'm one of the squirrely ones that loves the nerd aspect of gene splicing. So I'm going to jump straight into it. Today we're going to be making an endless supply of honey. Both because we need honey to make stuff with bees, and also because the final end game has a quest for getting 131,000 and a little bit buckets of honey. It's end game grind. I love it. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna accomplish that definitely. So one of the things I want to make first is going to be a trash can. So let me see. I think I set some stuff up. I'll grab the sturdy casings in the oak chest while I'm here. And sturdy casings, yeah, they're in here. I just need one chest for now. And crafting table on a stick. Let's make this trash can. It's stone and cobblestone. Trash can. I already prepared the item interfaces. I made those in a previous episode. Same thing with item laser relays. I made those in a previous episode. So I'm not going to bore you by showing that stuff over again. What we also need is, let me see, I got a cheat sheet. I did all this on my lunch break today. I need, also, I still don't have glasses, so I'm going to be squinting a lot. For the honey, I'm going to need one of these large storage chests that I've already shown previously. One controller. I'm going to need the connectors and the network cables. I'm going to need one of these tanks and one of these faucets. And let's see. Everything else, I'm going to need a laser wrench and the compass. All right. A little bit scattered on here. Also, let me do something else. Drill is out of power. So let's go upstairs. We have our energizer here on the side. Let's throw our drill in here and let it charge up. And then, yeah, the battery. Let's put the battery up. We don't need that. All right, so one thing I did change was I put glowstone over the water block. I learned that in RLCraft that it helps me from falling into it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I have the bee building here, but what I'm planning on making is going to take a little bit of space. So what I'm going to steal from here, make sure I grab everything. The queen bees, I've been doing these manually. I'm going to set these to automate now. The same way I did with the other apiaries. Also, if you can hear my cat is meowing around for no reason. All right, these stack, luckily. Let's pull this, okay. I don't want the stuff going everywhere. Got it. Are those my 6? My 6. I'm also going to need this presser that I've been using manually. Let's drop off the stuff we don't need, which are the grubs. Here are our 6 queen bees, 6 apiaries, presser, and now you can see I made 6 item interfaces and a total of 13 item lasers for this. I'm also going to need one of the squeezers. It requires a pickaxe. There we go. One of the squeezers and the centrifuge, which has some stuff in it. Whoop. Centrifuge, okay. Let me drop off the honey drops in here and the stuff I don't need over here. Also, I can remember that I left honey drops and honeydew in here and some snowballs that I don't remember how I got them. Probably from some of the wintry hives that I broke. It's been a while. I have off and on let my Continuum world run AFK It's because what was holding us back, of course, are not anymore. Pollen clusters. We have 56 now. We have 38 royal jelly. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have not touched my Continuum world since RLCraft came out. So that is great. And if you are here and join the channel because of RLCraft, I will be continuing RLCraft. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. And then I'll be back. Most likely when I have glasses again. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this spot here. Let's put them in the same row. That one, that one, that one. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put down our item interfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this needs a pickaxe. 6 item interfaces. Let me move this flower. We need 6 blaze hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need our apiaries that are the ones from Pam's. Not the forestry apiaries. 1. I want to make sure I put these down right because they have a different animation. They have a different design on the front and on the sides. 5 and 6. Welcome to the chat, Waterplay. It's not really that confusing if you follow exactly the way I put it up. So item interfaces, hopper, apiaries. And then I'm going to do a little bit different because these were all separate bees. So they all needed their separate container. These are all going to have the same exact product. So I'm going to put them all in the same large storage crate. So on the back side, let me open this up a little bit. There we go. There's so many flowers here. I like it, but they're distracting me. I'm easily distracted. I need the item laser relays, so I'll put one on the back of every one of the item interfaces. Flower. And one on the back of every apiary. Hopefully I did all of my math correctly. I love these flowers. I don't want to destroy them, but they're kind of in my way right now. So these are the 6 items. Power will come in through the bottom. It'll touch the controller. On the back of all of these machines will be advanced tags. That looks nice. I like that. So pressers, I'm going to put the presser down first. Right here. I'm going to put the storage chest on top. Right there. I'm going to do the trash can next to it. I'm going to do the squeezer on top of the trash can. Hey. There we go. Thank you. I'm going to put the controller on the ground. Actually, yes. Put it on the ground. And I'm going to do this. Let's go. And route it this direction. Ooh, Tinker's tools. Click and click. And this. Follow me. Lay in pipe. There we go. Let me switch this out now. And let's fill up the hole that we just created here. Whoops. I can jump that, can't I? Nope. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Careful. Okay. Decorations. Make this pipe invisible. Cool. So now the unit, this one, it's important it gets power from another source first. And we can go back to the centrifuge. We'll go on top of the controller. Bam. Awesome. And then everything is going to go to one source. So I'm going to put it into the top. That's what I wanted to do. Boing, boing. I'm going to put it into the top of the large storage crate. Now I need my laser wrench. And we're going to attach the bottom to this. Bottom to this. Straight lines like this. We're also going to use our compass to set the priority on this higher to 1. So we definitely want it to prioritize the apiary when returning items. And now we're going to connect each one of these to the large storage crate. It's going to make these pretty lasers. Bam. All right. So this setup should be functional now. There we go. Now I just need to put the queens back in. And it should be up and running. And I'll set up the XNet for everything else. And then check the large storage crate to see that it is functioning properly. Yeah. Tinker's construct weapon with enchantments would be a little bit too much, so that's probably the reason why you can't enchant Tinker's items. It would be nuts. I'll get rid of the flux duct, and I can stack this stuff. Cool. So the next step. So now we should have everything going to this chest, which I'll check later. Now what I'm going to do is set up the XNet. So the XNet is getting power from underneath. We're also going to need to I want it to be 1 away. Each one of these items needs an advanced connector. Do one more controller down here. There we go. And I need this one to be power. Which if I really wanted to, I could have made the units, the 3 units that need power, I could have put them on the bottom row and then just ran the leadstone flux duct along the bottom. I could have done that, but I wanted it to look a little pretty in this exact order. So I could have put the squeezer on the ground and the centrifuge on the ground and then run the cable down the bottom. But I have a plan. I have something I want to do with the centrifuge, which I can show, I guess, right now. I also want the centrifuge to have a faucet and for the advanced tank to come down right here. Boom. So now we can manually pump the honey that we're going to do into the advanced tank, which we can also, if we really wanted to, we can make item lasers, which I might do that anyways, because it'll take out the manual aspect to it. I'll show y'all more than one option. All right, so yep, this one is filling up. Perfect. The stuff that the bees are making are filling up in here. So one thing that I do need, I need the 3 things that are made are going to be honeycombs, wax combs, and bee grubs. Cool. So now all that's left is to program the XNet. So in XNet, the connector, well, I always edit channel 1, so I'll click the 1. I always make it an energy channel, so create. This is our power connector. We're going to extract from here. So we click, hit create. It's already set to insert, so we click it to extract, and then all the machines that need power, I'll click here, create. It's already set to insert. I'm going to add the priority higher, because if the controller runs out of power, which it won't because it's plugged in, it will stop doing the processes. These are automatic processes. The presser doesn't need power, the squeezer needs power, create, insert. The centrifuge needs power, create, insert. It's already set, and that is our power channel. Now all of these units should have power. Yep, you can highlight it, 7.5 thousand, 7.5 thousand, perfect. That is the first thing that I want to do. Now what I want to do is I want to move the items around. So I'll click on the 2 here for channel 2. So the way that XNet works is that it will go in an order of running through these channels, and it'll repeat. So as long as you put it in the correct order, your machine will automate in the order that you tell it to. So channel 2 will be click, 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 XNet item, create. We're going to make it an item channel, change the color to green. So what I'm going to do is everything is automatically going to the chest right now. So I'm going to click on the chest in column 2, create. So with channel 2, we'll do an extract on the connector chest, extract of the honeycombs. We'll need to send it to the presser. We'll do create, insert, honeycombs. So now they should be pulled out and sent to the presser, like this. The presser will make these 2 items out of honeycombs, since we're only sending the honeycombs. It'll make honey and it'll make pressed wax. Okay. There. And the hopper. There. And. Yep, so that does work. So I need to revise what I was doing, because I need another connector. Quick workaround here. Alright, so one more thing needs to be added. The presser was not functioning with XNet, so we did a hopper into a chest, and that works. So the chest needs to be hooked up now to the system. There we go, and there we go. Now the chest is hooked up. And let's name this one. Let's name it honey. There we go. So we have one more item now that we have to deal with, is this guy. The chest we will extract. Extract. And we will insert the pressed wax into the trash can. Create, insert, trash. Extract that into the trash can. So there goes the pressed wax. We gotta be careful with that because we could accidentally dump a lot of our stuff. So there goes the byproduct of pressed wax. I kind of like pressed wax, but I don't want this drawer to fill up with pressed wax. You can make pressed wax blocks out of it. They look pretty cool. So the next thing we need to do is we need to, let me take just one because I want to see the stuff move. The honey drops need to be extracted out of this guy and inserted into the squeezer. So we're going to click on the squeezer, we're going to create, insert honey here, and then we're going to do extract honey here. So let's see. There we go. Now it's extracting the honey into the squeezer and squeezing it into honey. And let's see if this works. Boom, boom. Wax to trash, honey to squeezer, creating honey. Perfect. I love seeing stuff work. Then also what I wanted to do, I wanted to program it with honeycombs while we're here. Huzzah! With honeycombs. Let me grab 2 different ones. Dripping combs are awesome. And regular honeycombs. So these are not the same as the Pam's honeycombs. The Pam's honeycombs are going to be have a space in between honeycomb and oh no, I'm sorry, the career bees, the ones that the bees are going to make from forestry, are going to have a space in between honeycomb, and the Pam's ones that come out of the apiary, they are one word, honeycomb. So that's the difference between the two, but NBT data and stuff doesn't matter. So the reason why I have a centrifuge hooked up in this setup is I want it also to work manually for now with the honeycombs that we're making as products from the bees for right now. So dripping combs, what they are is it's a byproduct of one of the bees, Imperial I think I pulled it from. Dripping combs, they get turned into 2 different items when put into a centrifuge. They get centrifuged into honeydew and honey drops. Both of these can be squeezed for extra honey, so that's pretty cool. And honeycombs, they get sent through the centrifuge, they get turned into beeswax and honey drops. So those are 3 items that we need to program the machine because we already have it set up. We can also set it up to manually do all of our honeycombs for now. And then later, you know, when we get all of the bees hooked up, we can plug in the industrial apiaries, and all of the honeycombs will get directed to here as well. So we need to program it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do another channel. So channel item, create. It's going to turn green. We're going to extract out of the chest, the big one, because that's where we're manually going to place it. We're going to extract, create, and change this insert to extract. It'll make it an E. We're going to extract the dripping combs and the honeycombs, and we're going to send them both to the centrifuge. Create, insert, dripping combs, and honeycombs. Oh, and of course I need to place them in here for it to work. So the centrifuge will do its job. It's automatically sending it through XNET. Doot, doot, doot. Doot. There's a honeydew. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Honeydew, okay. Nothing. Let's go. I just need one of the items so I can copy it over. Okay, more honeydew. It's a percentage, of course. I need the honey drops, which I just realized I have them in here. I can use some of these. All right. Further programming. Now, what we need to do is we need another channel. Item, create. We're going to extract from the centrifuge. Create, extract the honeydew and the honey drops, and we're going to insert it in the same squeezer. Create, insert the honeydew and the honey drops, and now that should be sent over here to the squeezer, making even more honey, which I will manually place these guys in here. So now we also have the combs we plug in here manually being sent to the centrifuge, turned into this. Honeydew and honey drops are also going to be sent and squeezed for even more honey. And let me pull these out for just 1 second because I want the honeycombs to go through. There's the third product that I need that come from the honeycombs, which is the beeswax. There we go. The beeswax I'm going to also extract out of the centrifuge. extract, and insert into the chest up top. I don't want this sent to the trash because I want to use the beeswax. There we go. It gets sent back to here. And then I'm going to further optimize this, the bee grubs and the wax combs. From this process here, I'm going to send those to the trash can. So, whereas our trash can is inserted here, so I'm going to put it in the same line here because it doesn't do a conflict. I'm going to go on Insert, Wax Combs, and Bee Grubs. And then I'm going to set Create, extract out the Bee Grubs and the Wax Combs. So now they're getting pulled out and put into the trash can. So this thing can only fill up with beeswax. Beeswax does make candles. The reason why I want the beeswax is because it makes wax capsules that hold cold liquids. So fruit juice, honey, water, I can put them in wax capsules. Creosote oil can be put into a stack of 64 wax capsules. That's 64 buckets of creosote in one tab. It's amazing. I love it. That's what I want to keep the beeswax for, is wax capsules. So then let's see. Centrifuge is doing its thing now. The apiaries are doing its thing automatically. I'd like to make 100% sure, because when this bee is finished, all of the product is being pulled out and being put into the hopper, into the item router. The item laser fires it, checks to see, can I put it in here? No, then put it in here. And the only thing that's left is the queen bee. When it finishes, it also becomes its own item. The queen bee will go in here, go in the item router. It'll go up. It can go in here, priority first, and it'll be plugged back in. So what I have going on right here is everything is being squeezed into honey. It also makes a byproduct of propolis in the squeezer. So let's look up uses for propolis. We can make slime balls with pollen clusters. We don't need to do that. Genetic filter, centrifuge for sap. I don't think I'm gonna need propolis. If I do need propolis, I can change my mind later. So we're going to also go to the trash can. The squeezer is also being used already. So in this item, we're going to extract the propolis, and we're going to insert into the trash can. So now, whenever propolis pops up, it should be sent to the trash can. Boop. So this machine won't stop running when this one fills up the 64 stack. So now we've already, while I was talking, we've made almost 5 buckets of honey. So the one thing that I do like is I put a faucet on the side, an advanced tank next to it. You can manually do this by right-clicking the faucet and it'll fill up the advanced tank with honey, or whichever tank you want to use, it'll fill it up with honey. We can also, let's see if I have it on me. Yes, I have 2 fluid lasers and the laser wrench. What I can do is I can also, I'm going to let this run out before I do this front part. Doot. Empty. Got it. Let's remove this. And we can move the honey like that. I can put a fluid laser here. And then I'm not going to put them too close to each other. We can do one gap right here. Put the fluid laser right here. and then connect them like this. And let me use the compass to change this to right click both directions, only into, and then this one only out of. So now it shouldn't even fill up this buffer. It's immediately going into the tank. So 5,500 millibuckets. Let's go. Squeezing. And 57 millibuckets. So now it's automatically going into the advanced tank, which can hold, I believe, 64 buckets. I believe so. Let me see before I say something wrong. Advanced tank can hold 64 buckets. So 64 buckets of honey will go into this process, and I can AFK this because the honey will keep coming from the apiaries that we have here. And if I wanted to, I can grab all of these honeycombs, stringy combs, dripping combs, more dripping combs, more stringy combs. And what's great is the game registers all combs as the same NBT data, so you don't have to worry about programming each individual one. The only thing that's different is the byproduct on some of them. I can pull all of these. And manually put them all in here. Like so. Boom. And the centrifuge will do the work. If there's a byproduct that I didn't think of, like with the stringy combs, for example. Let's see. Stringy. Carpenter. Oh, use for stringy. Centrifuge. Propolis. So when a propolis pops up in the centrifuge, I can also program it to extract the propolis into the trash can. I can do that as well. And that will be our entire supply of honey that we're going to be getting. I can just AFK this and it'll fill up the tanks. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you can hit the like button in the bottom right and go ahead and click on my guy here to subscribe to the channel, that would help us out a lot. Also, if you want to watch me stream on Twitch, I stream Monday through Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Central. So I'll see you then.